Hey everyone, welcome to your channel. For today's video we just want to actually visit the round 2 and game between Vincent Keymer and Warmerdam Max, which is who actually is playing with black pieces and Vincent Keymer with white pieces here. So be sure actually to give the thumbs up, like this video, and please make sure that you have subbed to the channel. Okay, so let's begin. Why not? Here we have the move knight to f3. So going for the red key opening, we have knight f3 d5 after b3. We see c5. So here black is controlling the center. White one has pushed the b3, so he wants to go bishop to b2 in future. And here we see g6, and also black, he has pushed g6, he wants to go bishop g7 in this position here. So, but first we have bishop to b2, knight to f6, hitting the rook, so knight to f6 is forced. Or you can play d5, which is bad, okay, if you just take takes and you have this bishop g7, okay. But okay, knight to f6 is a straight move and common move in this situation. We see c4, so we are attacking the center. D takes on c4, b takes on c4, taking back. We have bishop to g7, bishop to e2, castles, b6, and we have just the move d3. So the point of d3 is we just want to make free space for knight to play knight b to d2, okay? So we have bishop to b7, knight b to d2, and here knight to c6, knight to e5, offering trading of the knights. We have queen to c7, putting pressure, and here the first mistake of the games. Here we have f4 instead of f4. We could have just take knight takes on c6, bishop takes on c6, then queen to c2, and the game could continue like this. Rook f to d8, a4, and knight to also e8, offering the exchange of the bishops. But rook to a3, and the game could continue like this, but let's go back to the main line here, which f4 was played in this line. We have rook a to d8, queen to b3, after knight to the e8, so black is putting pressure on this knight, so we have knight to f3 defending this, knight d to f3 defending this knight once more, and knight to a5 attacking this, attacking the queen on b3. We have queen to c2, knight to d6, after the move e4, f6, knight to g4, knight to c6, so these are the threats that black can take, but any time that white wants, he can just kick away this knight on b4. So that's not a serious threat here. And okay, the move rook to a to e1 was played. We have knight to f7. Now here knight to b4 is going to attribute. For example, if you play this, then queen takes also on f4 is possible here, or knight to b4 is possible after, for example, if you play this, okay, then queen takes on f4 is again possible. If you try defending this, then bishop takes on e4. So white is in a critical situation here, and he must make the accurate move, and he plays the move f5, nice move. So he pushes this pawn forward, takes, and after king to h8, we see queen to b3. Queen to b3 was somewhat dubious to me because he got just queen to d7 was nice, but bishop to h6 actually was the point that it is a bad exchange for white to take this fiancé to bishop. It's very uncommon actually, and I know this, but this was actually the plan that black had in mind. After queen to b3 he could have played bishop to h6, but actually this is a little uncommon to just give this fiancé to bishop. Okay, so we have after queen to b3, queen to d7, and knight to e3. Instead of knight to e3, queen to d1, rook to g8, knight to h4. Now we're going bishop to f3, okay? So to control this diagonal here, and you should already be careful about this, and whenever this line opens here, okay? So you should consider this, but it is not possible right now to play this because of knight to g6 check. After bishop to f8, now black is trying actually to make this line open, okay? So after this, the game is completely complicated here at this point. You see that these tactics are just coming here. For example, if you play something like this, then you run maybe in this, he takes on h3, then h5. It is still a little complicated. Rotates on the UC and queen to c6. It's a little complicated, this position, but at this moment is a little better for, actually is winning for white, but it is very risky to play this. But okay, let's go to the main line, as we had knight to e3 was played instead of queen to d1, as I just mentioned. Knight to e3, we see bishop to h6 now, and after knight to d5, so white just completely bright this. But if you think that you can take this, then you're just completely wrong because of knight to e5. Okay, knight to e5 is the best move here, is knight to, and here takes. Okay, at least I have this root, it's f6. Okay, if you take, I just take back, and takes and rotates, and this position is slightly better for white. Because when you might ask, what are you saying because of this? For example, bishop to g7 is possibility after knight to e4, we have bishop to d4 check, king to h1, and here knight to e5, and we can say that the here we have nice penetration over here, and as you can see, black has no serious weakness in this position. Yes, he's done material, but his position is very well and no actual weakness to attack. So black cannot actually sally and make the attack, actually launch the attack, but actually white position is also completely has some work to do with. Okay, but let's go back to the main line here. As I just told you, knight d6 was played, and here we see very strange move from Vincent Keymer. g4. What is this actually? Yeah, I know, he's just trying to make this and make this pin. Okay, but this file is completely open and your ping is on this open file. Okay, so rook to g8, nice move, and here after knight to h4 we see knight to b4, and here after bishop to f3 takes. It is not good to take this because we have this check here. If you try this, then I'll just take on h4 and this is completely over for you. So taking with the pawn is forced. Rook to g7, he's trying to double his roots on this file, but a better move for him was to go knight to c8 and here putting more pressure on this pawn by playing knight to c8. Why you say that this is not possible? Okay, then we have, I believe that rook to e2 and then your pawn on e7 is hanging. So you play knight to c8 to defend this pawn on e7 and then you're just pressuring against this pawn here. So three forces are just attacking this and two are defending. So, and also if you play knight to c8 you're just defending also this pawn on e7 simultaneously. So, and this is just a better position, a complete better position for black, for Warmerdam. Okay, but after c takes on d5 we don't have knight to c8, we have rook to g7 as I just mentioned, so he's just trying to double his roots. Okay, and makes this also. And here knight to e8, he's planning also knight to e8. Okay, but let's see, knight rook to e6, and here knight to f7 was played, and again knight to c8 was possible to put more pressure against this pawn here, but Vincent plays the inaccurate move knight to f7. We have rook to c6, trying to be high classic chess game, but it is just fair. We have nice move by Warmerdam. Bishop to e3 check, and now after king to h1 takes on c6, which is could actually play bishop to d4 to actually completely disable and make this bishop on b2 useless completely by playing bishop to d4. Okay, but his move bishop to c6 was also nice. Takes on this c6 by the pawn. We have queen takes on d3 instead of queen takes on d3. He could have tried queen to c7, and now going for bishop to f7 and just putting pressure on this pawn. And maybe in future we want to go bishop to e5 or knight to e5. Okay, but okay, let's go to the main rank. Queen takes on d3, queen takes on d3, rook takes on d3. We have c7, a blunder from Vincent. He could have actually go knight to g2. Okay, instead of c7 he could have just go knight to g2, but actually this position after we reach this, okay, knight to d6, and this is a little bit still complicated. This position is also actually winning for black and at least at this point, but he made a blunder by playing the move c7, and here also Warmerdam just blundered. He played knight to d6, but he could have tried rook to g8, and now we are just going rook to c8 and taking this irritating pawn on c7. So that's why chess is completely complicated. But knight to d6 is stopping the pawn this way. So, but here, as I just told you, rook g8, rook to c8, and we just get rid of this very annoying pawn on c7. So, and also white doesn't have this idea because the bishop is covering this. Okay, but okay, after knight to g2 we have bishop to d4. Now we are getting rid of this very annoying this bishop on b2, and here we see bishop to c1, and here after e5 was another blunder. Rook to g8 again could be played by the plan of rook g8, rook to c8, and taking this, and the game could continue like this. And this position is winning for black. Okay, rook takes on f6 and rook takes on c7. This is just winning for black this time. But let's go actually to the main line, which, as I just told you, e5 was played instead of rook to g8, rook to c8. Okay, e5 was played, and here we see en passant f takes on a6 for sure, rook takes on c7, so he could get rid of this annoying pawn on c7, but here he has also lost his pawn on e6, so we see knight to f4 just attacking this and going for this ways. Okay, you see takes, and you may ask why it was necessary to just take, because this rook doesn't have really a square to go. For example, you may just, as I just pointing out, it is just move knight to d5 which forks. Okay, the safe square for the rook seems to be rook to c3, but here after knight to d5 we have a fork here, and after rook to c1, and this position is even worse because now this pawn is very dangerous, and also this promoted square can be protected by the bishop and is not on f3, but anyway you can, for example, jump in this direction and protect the promotion square here. So that's why actually he had to give up the rook. Again, rook takes on f3, and here after rook to e7, rook to f1, knight to c4, and rook to e1, knight to e5, a blunder. Instead he could actually play bishop to e5, but anyway, we have knight to g2 trying to come in, and we see h3, knight to g6, and takes, and this position, yeah. Now the king is so actually close, and we have c4 on the board, a blunder. Instead a4 was better move. c4 has this actually weakness that now this bishop is kind of ready. Okay, so after h5 takes, we see rook to e2, and now it's a race. It's a race, but this position is completely drawish here. Pardon me. The best move here was actually a4. It could make this game a little difficult for white to make actually accurate decisions. Now the best move is rook to g2, very hard move find, okay, even after this rook g2, the game is completely lost for white. But after this, we see a couple of exchanges here, and after bishop to a3, this position is completely just hopeless. Here takes, and here after this is just completely hopeless for black to win. Okay, but in the main game, rook king to g6 and rook to h2, and here we just brought this pawn, and here we can just go this way, but as this is like this, the game ended in a draw, because black has no way to also make progress in this position, because white pawns are just far too fast, and black actually cannot deal with them. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please give the thumbs up, like the channel, like this video, and sub to the channel. Hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time. Bye for now.